Yes, we welcome you to another edition of CTD Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. Family, good morning. Welcome wherever you are this time. Come closer, people. Just ensuring that everything is in order. A big guest this morning, a household name in Dominica, the region, even further afield as well. So we welcome you to Connecting the Dots. The CTD train is passing your way. Jump in when you see it. All aboard. Choo choo. Welcome, people. We missed the past 2 Saturdays, but we are back. Next Saturday we'll revert to our normal 2 hours, so we'll start at 9 next Saturday, God willing. But for now, somebody probably powers a calypso. They take 30 minutes in our time, but it's all good. We're not talking plenty today because we have royalty in the house. But give me a chance to call Nigel Supley. Nigel Francis, come a while, please. What? Nigel?
Hey, what's up?
There, you know, I checking you. You still have calypso controversy in your brain, man. How you doing, Nigel?
Yes, I still recovering from the Paris day.
Yes, Papa. You know the two are synonymous, calypso and controversy. Yes.
It always happens, right?
Yes. Man, sorry.
How we doing?
Well, I'm there. I'm there. You know, I'm fine.
Good.
We're ready for a big program. Our guest is here in all her glory. She has an updo that making her look like a 16-year-old. Anyway, we'll see her in a while. Nigel.
I guess she has a reason to be that today, right?
But of course. Yeah, man. Nigel, before we even start, the first 5 CTD members or family members will tell us they missed us, we'll get a bottle of wine. Compliments Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. Just like that. I mean, the first
just
5
like
that. So start typing here before I change my mind. Send me a change fast. We have 5 bottles of Carlo Rossi wine. Compliments Josephine Gabriel and Company to give away this morning.
Yes, that is it. You have to just come very quickly, otherwise you lose out, right?
Yes, so start typing quickly. Because we're not wasting much time. We have a lot to run with Marva. I think Marva deserves about like a 4 to 5 hours. But we'll see what we can squeeze in. We'll bring her back for part 2. It's all right. Okay, they're typing already, Nigel. Anybody in the book? What is the book saying? What is the tube saying?
Yes. Let's see. Well, Winnie Green, good morning to you, of course. Winnie Green is there very early in saying good morning to us. She says, bonjour, Ivos and Nigel. Guest, City fans, happy Saturday. Alvin Thomas as well is here. He says, bonjour, City family. Great to be back. So yes, we are happy to be back as well. We missed you guys as well. Liz Angle says, I missed you all so much.
She typed that.
So happy to have you back.
Said the first 5 people would type that. So Liz Angle is already on, so she already have a bottle of wine there. What?
Yes, and Kendry, I think, also says we missed you all so much.
The first 5, I remember that.
Alvin Thomas says we missed you, Ivo and Nigel. Let's see. Edwina London says good morning, Ivo and Nigel, and your guest. She didn't say we miss you. Theodore Joseph says we missed you.
Okay, all right. We have 5, right?
We have 5. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what we say they miss us. Liz said she miss us. Theodore says I miss you. Let's see who else said that. Alvin Thomas says that. Louisiana Burton Boland says we missed you all.
You mentioned Liz Angle, as you did not see it again. Did Liz Angle say?
Yes, Liz Angle said that. Okay. Liz Angle said I missed you.
Okay.
So we have Liz, we have Alvin, we have Theodore, we have Louisiana Burton Boland. Let's see. Brenda Webster says, morning, nice to be back. She didn't say she missed us. Olivia Peters says, morning to you all. We missed you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So we have five. We'll come back to the book
We
on
have five.
YouTube in a short while.
We have five.
All right. We'll come back to the book on YouTube. So naturally, Carnival was carnivaling. And by the way, tell the Republic for Suple to do their homework. Where Carnival is concerned, where Booyah music is concerned, with soca as well, eh? Because we have our history well locked down, okay? So please tell them that for us. They have it all wrong.
Yes, it feels like we'll probably have to go to the schools and do some social studies and some civics and some history and everything else, so that they have a clear understanding of where we stand and what we've done and what we continue to do.
Of course, there's a commonality that we share in the Caribbean, but that Caribbean integration thing, I think Dominica needs to inject more into it. We have to make our history be known to all the other Caribbean countries, not just the Caribbean countries, but for now, we will start there because we have a message to send. We have a message to send, a powerful message to send. But Nigel, we haven't got much time, so let us go to the Dominica corner now. My turn, man.
Yes, go ahead. Your turn. I'll give you your turn this time.
All right.
Yes.
Whose famous words are, there is only one Marva, not two? There's somebody always saying that. The man is a DJ, and I'm not saying one day, but every time he's on air, only one Marva.
He's a DJ.
Yes.
You catch me on that one.
You want a clue?
Oh,
you want a hint or something?
Yeah, give me a clue on that one.
He comes in right after us every Saturday.
My brother, how you doing?
And he does like a stop recorder. Only one Marva, never two.
Yes.
What's his name?
What's up, Mystic? Yes,
right.
Definitely so. Only one Marva, not two. I agree with you.
Okay, so I may give you a bottle of wine as well.
That's a good thing.
Okay, next one. Nobody can, true or false, nobody can party like the people from the land of the Booyah. True or false?
Well, I mean, that is double true.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yes, double true. I see a lady say she up to now she can't recover yet. So
okay. Next question.
We know how to party, man. I mean, I know there's a song. Who has that song in Trinidad? Nobody can kiss, right? Nobody can party like we, but I think he has to change that, yeah?
Yes. You know the vibes. Next question. What is the next big event organized by the Discover Dominica Authority?
They've been having so many big events, boy. Is it going to be the, let's see. I guess it must be the jazz, Creole jazz, down Portsmouth area, Dominica Brits. I guess that's the next big thing coming. Okay. But I think, there's a gospel festival. I'm not sure that's a big thing too. But I know there's a gospel concert or something coming up pretty soon as well.
He's correct, Marva?
Yes.
But of course, I'm correct.
Good man. I all thinking is the jazz and Creole.
You see? Yeah, I know they have a big gospel concert coming up on the 28th, right? I think it's next Sunday or something like that. Sunday coming up.
Okay.
And then we have the jazz and Creole at the Cabrits.
Okay, great. One more question.
I should go on with PDA, man.
One more question. What are the dates for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, 2027? Well, I don't know the answer, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, you see, because I had my ticket and I couldn't come, I make sure the ticket is still valid. So, yes, February 7th and 8th or something like that, or 8th and 9th. I think it's 8th and 9th, or 7th and 8th. I think it's 7th and 8th.
Oh, yes, boy. Okay, Nigel. So, I'll give you 40%. Me, I don't going to give you no 90 or 100. Sorry.
I'll take the 40, at least I get a percent.
Yes, well, Nigel, you missed the Carnival. Nigel, we missed you. We really missed you.
Man, you know how I missed the Carnival, you know.
They're waiting and Nigel wasn't there. But anyway, it's all good.
It's all good, you know. Recovery is going nicely. So, we'll be back next year.
Of course. I know you'd be like a passport too, and that's what we really missed, the fact that you'd be all around, with your mic. And anyway, but let's bring on our guest, Nigel. Let's bring on our guest, right?
Yes, we should bring on because
anybody else join on the book or?
Actually, the book is very, very busy. Olivia Peters, good morning to you. Winnie Green already said good morning to you. Yes, Edwina London, it's nice to have you on. Judy Joseph. It's true that DA is more beautiful than we think. Good morning, Ivone and Nigel from Evadne Lawrence. What's up, Dado?
Oh, yeah.
Ruben Mitchell, good morning. Hey, Alicia Griffith, you there, man? Good morning to you
Talking
as
about
well.
Alicia Griffith,
Josephine
Nigel.
Jones, good morning to the City family. Welcome back. We really missed you guys. So, yes, good
Nigel.
morning to all of you. It's nice to reconnect with you again after a couple Saturdays. Good morning to Ivone and Nigel and Miss Marva Williams from Sandra Norris. And somebody says, yes, Carnival is February 8th and 9, and so on and so on. So, yes, we appreciate you guys.
All right.
Welcoming us back after such a little while. But yeah,
yes.
Connecting
Quickly,
again.
Nigel, quickly, you mentioned Alicia Griffith, AA. So, as soon as I put out the flyer yesterday, when I posted the flyer, I'm seeing a message from Alicia because she's afraid of detention. So she gave me an excuse why she should not. But
she's very early. Why
also, she's on. No, she told me I
late.
should not be there, but probably she got some time to spend with us. So that's good. By the way, coming up on Monday is Girl Guides Day, something like that. International Day for the Girl Guides. There's a big ceremony, but yeah, that's coming up on Monday. So let me just wish all the guides, past guides, the brown nose, and everybody.
Very important.
Yes, all the
Girl
best.
Guides movements.
All right, so let's bring on our guest, Nigel, right?
Yes. Were you a guide? Were you part of the guide
Yes, but
movement?
no, I didn't stay for the entire time I was supposed to. But yeah, when I was a little girl, I was involved. We used to be at the library very often, reading books and sitting by the pond under the tree or going to the gardens. And that was very, very, my goodness. It was like eye-opener for me as a little girl. But anyway.
Nice. Hey, good morning to you, Fitzy. Fitzroy Chen, good morning to you. Yes, bro. Yeah. Nice to be back. Recovery is going nicely. Appreciate that. Carl Kofi James, greetings. I missed you guys, but I ban Ivy. Hey, I don't know why Rebel Rocker ban you, but he say he ban you.
Ban me? No, boy.
Yes. Greetings. He says, greetings. I missed you guys, but I ban Ivy.
That can't happen. It's all right. That can't happen. so he lying. He got it. Yeah, that's a big white lie. Yeah, that's a lie. Anyway. Nigeria doing everything they want time.
Yes.
Yes.
So we ready for Marva?
Yes, we're ready for Marva. We're ready for Marva. Let me just make sure
Okay. I'm not sure she's ready for us.
No, she's ready.
Those two there. I don't know what they're talking about.
Ready. Marva have a lot on her mind there. A lot of things happen. Even as Marva is on the program, our computer is our office right now. Her phone is our office right now. So anyway, but the name Marva Williams is a household name, as I said earlier, not only in Dominica, but in the wider Caribbean and further afield as well, some of the international countries. When you listen to Marva's story, you'll have a greater appreciation for her current role in helping steer the tourism product forward. So sometimes you just think of Marva, Carnival, Marva, Good Carnival, or Marva World Creole Music Festival. No, Marva is more than just that, Marva ensures that she helps to place Dominica's tourism products, at the top, at the pinnacle, and that's very good. You'll understand as well why our carnival has grown by leaps and bounds over the years. You'll appreciate Pishley as well even more, and you'll feel her positive energy and everything Marva has to offer. There's so much you can say about Marva. Tabulosa Rosa, is that? Tabulosa Rosa. Yes, Tabulosa Rosa. So yes. And that means what? Like a clean slate?
Yes.
Okay.
When I decided to do a new Facebook.
Yes.
A couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, it's really an honor to have Marva on. Nigel, your turn. I know I was biting my tongue there. I didn't know what to say. I just get fawush one time. You see royalty in the house there, and I check in what. Anyway, Nigel. So yes, let's invite Marva.
It just throw you off.
Yes.
No, but I mean, honestly, in terms of, representation and what Marva brings to the table, and there's always a story behind it, and I think the journey to how she got there is probably one of the reasons why she's able to do the things that she does, Mm-hmm. So, from the outset, congratulations to her on that. I know Marva going way back. We won't call the school, but it's nice to see that she's been able to, be at the helm where she can help to promote Dominica and do what's good for us and for her community and everything else. Mm-hmm. So good morning to you, my dear. And how are you doing this morning? It's nice to reconnect. I was hoping I could have done that during the carnival season, but other things happened. Mm-hmm. But it's nice to reconnect with you again. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning to Ivona. Good morning to you, Nigel, the listeners and viewers on DBS Radio. You all almost brought tears to my eyes. It was just at the tip. Thank you so much for the descriptive words. I see myself as humble, Marva, but to be dubbed royalty and be known as a household name, it's an honor. Thank you so much.
One Marva never two.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Siri, call Marva again.
But I mean, I know, Marva, we're here. I mean, we're going to be talking a lot of stuff in the little time that we have, Carnival, DDA, and everything else. But sometimes it's good to know the story before we continue on the journey, right?
Sure.
So for those who might not know, what community are you from in Dominica? And then we'll find out a little bit about Marva in terms of the background because that helps. So what community are you from in Dominica?
I am from the village of Pishle, born and raised, still a resident there.
Pishle in the house, man. Always Pishle. What was it like for you growing up in Pishle?
I always tell people I raised up in between two rivers in Pishle. So one of the exciting activities for us as a child growing up was taking a river bath. My mother was a cook at the village council at some point, but my upbringing included quite a bit of farming. Because whereas my father was good at masonry, he loved his garden, and with that, my mother was also a vendor at the Roseau market, and my upbringing was embraced with education. So my mother and my father pumped into our head, Zoni poale leko leve upon, you have to go to school and learn. And my father had his ways, but he would punish us if we didn't do well in school. So that in a nutshell was sort of my upbringing together with all the other negative and social aspects, that comes with life.
There's
Would
more
you
we
have
have to
considered
unlock,
yourself a troublesome little girl when you were growing up, or you were very disciplined and
No, I wasn't a troublesome little girl. I was always a feisty and bold child. So I was always the one who would speak her mind.
I can see you, Marva, hitting your laps and putting people in their place.
Yes.
Give me room.
I always recall I have this cousin. She used to live in England. She lives in Dominica now. And she recalls me being around 6 years old. And she came for vacation. And she says, my father used to send us to bed around 9 p.m., literally every night. And they were looking at a movie, and he was like, go to bed. That movie is not for you. And she said, I looked at him and I said, but I see it already. and she gives me that story. She said every time she sees me, and she says in that moment she knew I was just like a different child, and I would make something. And she says that all the time.
What was the community like though, Marva, growing up in those days? How did the elders look after the younger ones? What was the whole community setting like in Pishle?
I believe the community setting was more inclusive than it is now. We were more of a community, and I'm saying that because I recall I'm a Catholic, and one of my memories is being part of the youth choir. Going to church. I remember we were compelled to clean the church on Saturdays. That was a must. We had choir practice. We were responsible for decor. I recall being part of youth groups. I can remember when the village council had this award ceremony for the community, where they would award children, they would award farmers, creative people in the community. I remember that particular aspect of Pishle. And let me tell you, yes, the elderly people, they did look after the community. If you walked up the road after 7 in the night and you were in any kuwe, like they would say, by the time you get back home, your mother asking you what you were doing standing in the darkness. And at the time, we took it as people minding our business or carrying tales, but it was actually good for us, and that was an essential part of our community that is lacking, that I wish would come back. Yeah.
Interesting, Nigel.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. So from Pishley, and then of course we're going to come to the Marvel of today. But from Pishley, I'm guessing you went to the Pishley, maybe primary school,
Yes.
And then moved to Roseau to a particular school, and so on, right?
Actually, not.
No, you notice
I went to
I'm not calling the
Pishley
name of that school
Primary
yet.
School,
So
and I remember after primary school, some members of the family wanted me to go to grammar school, but my sister before had gone to Grand Bay Secondary School at the time, and I told my mother, I am not going to grammar school. I want to go to Grand Bay Secondary School, and that is where I went for 5 years. While I was there, it transitioned to the Pierre Charles Secondary School, but that's my alma mater, of which I'm proud.
All right. Okay. Enjoy.
nice,
I like this.
nice.
It's Dominica Grammar School.
That's good. And then say that.
No, I was saying the Dominica Grammar School was second. So the Dominica Grammar School was there in their minds. Remember that? And Nigel, I just had to say this. But she went to the...
Oh yes.
All right.
Oh yes.
So,
She would have.
I just want to make
She would
that
have thought of the Dominica Grammar
Yes,
School,
I
but
just wanted to
thought
say that again.
otherwise. You know.
It's because
Maybe
my
not
two-
knowing at the time. Maybe that was a path that was going to lead you to always want to be grounded in your community, though.
It's because my two older sisters, they went to grammar school.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but my sister before me, it was like two of us really growing up, and she did so well at Grand Bay Secondary School at the time. I heard what people were saying. So when she left high school, I was just entering, and I said to my mother, no, I am going to school where Ezra went to school, which is the Grand Bay Secondary.
Now, the Grand Bay Secondary School was known for artistic expression, theater and things like that. Did you
Yes.
partake in this?
Oh yes. Actually, when I graduated from high school, I was the top female drama student. I graduated as the top debater. So yes, I participated in school activities. I tried to do sports a few times, but for some reason the son and we don't agree. And I don't really like people throwing things at me, so I would duck the balls. But anyways, I loved the drama. I loved debating and participated in that. We had this amazing drama club. We're always talking about it. It was, at some point, it was led by Monsieur Plier. He passed away a few years ago. May his soul rest in peace. But it afforded us the opportunity to participate in competitions in Dominica. We had this beautiful play, Once Upon a Time, Dominica, that we did as a production at Alliance Francaise, and we also did it in Antigua and in Martinique. So I was part of that. I was also part of... during that time, the Tradibel cultural group, and I was part of, I had my own personal traditional upbringing. My mother, at the age of 9, I believe, my mother had me participate in court. So I did that for 7 years. I won 6 out of the 7 years. I also did individual Creole songs. I did that for 3 years, and I was part of the Tradibel cultural group as well. Yes.
See. I mean, the foundation was there for those who didn't even know that you were part of the whole cultural landscape from very early, doing court and all. Wow. That's interesting, man. Were you also taking part in Carnival in Grand Bay? Did you take part in Carnival in Grand Bay? Oh, you didn't hear me? Okay. Now, I'm going to put my mic on.
Nigel, I'm not sure you're hearing me. I have some issues there. I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing anything. So we're trying to rectify this problem, Nigel. So let's see how we can make this happen. I'm not sure what is happening at this point. But
okay, you're not too sure if you can hear me. Well, I'll continue just... going away, but nobody can hear me, so I'm gonna, I guess, until such time whilst you try to figure it out. Oh, let's see if they can hear me, but Marva cannot hear. Hold on here, let me try something there. Hello. Let's see. Oh, you hearing me, but they just... Okay, so it means I am the one that have to keep talking forever. That's interesting. Yes, for those of you just joining, we appreciate you connecting with us again. This is Connecting the Dots, DBS Radio. Every Saturday we do this. We are here with Marva Williams, who's going to be telling us everything as it relates to Dominica's Carnival, and all the different things happening at the DDA. As always, we try to connect with our guests in terms of trying to find out their story before we get into what they do currently. So whenever you can hear me again, Marva, you can just raise your hand or shout and say, yes, you can hear me now. But in the meantime, thank you for joining us for connecting the dots. We are here as we will continue to be for the next couple of Saturdays. We will return to our regular time, which is 9 a.m. For those of you on the Eastern Coast. And we appreciate you joining us. We want to say thanks to everyone that's been there. For those of you who were home for the carnival, we know that you had an enjoyable time. I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it to the max. And you're looking forward to coming back. We'll tell you about that. You've already heard that Carnival next year is very early. It's going to be the 8th and 9th, I think, because Carnival Monday and Tuesday thereabout. So you want to make sure that you do all your bookings very early. The next big event being organized by the DDA is going to be a gospel concert as we give thanks and praise, to the Most High for having us here. That concert takes place, I think, next Sunday. We are now into the Lenten season as we do traditionally, and for those of you who, received your ashes, or you did Terry Faval or whatever you did on Ash Wednesday, we appreciate that as well. Just have a little bit of technical vibes, so we're trying to make sure Marva can hear us and he hear me and hear Ivan and everything else. Some little things happen now and then. That happens. To all those who participated in the carnival, we say thank you so much. We appreciate you. For those who won the various competitions, we appreciate that as well. Work well done. Congratulations to you. To the DBS commentary team that did an excellent job. Had me listening and viewing. Appreciate all those who took part in that. So we're still trying to get Marva to hear me and that we can hear her. And once that's sorted out, we'll be good. Yes, you're okay. She can now hear me. Beautiful. Not yet? Oh.
Yes, Nigel.
Okay.
Nigel, sorry about that. We had some issues.
No worries. You can hear me now, right?
My goodness. Nigel Makaswe. Let's bring on now Marva. Oh, my goodness. You hear me, Nigel?
Okay, I'm hearing you, but are you hearing me?
Why?
Can you hear me?
Nigel, keep talking. I still
keep talking. All right.
And
I'll just keep talking. Again. That's what they have me there doing. But I'll keep talking. Yeah. So as we were saying, congratulations to all of you who participated in the various competitions. It's all about participation. Winning is important, definitely so. But the fact that you participated and you made it better. It means that you are one of those that contributed towards the success of Carnival. To all the different bands as well, Signal and Triple K and Swinging Stars and Rhythm Rockers and all the bands who, gave us some good music to jump on and sing along. We appreciate that. Thank you for sharing with us. Continue producing good music to the individual artists, whether it's Asa, Ridge, Pudas, Kenny G, whoever it is, we appreciate you as well. Ryu and all the other Booyah artists who came through, we appreciate you guys. Continue producing good work. Continue putting Dominica on the map with the music. So we appreciate that. To all those who judge the various competitions, we also say thank you for that. You made a difference. And we appreciate that as well. And to those who on the road jumping through, all the vendors who made sure that everybody was hydrated and had stuff to eat and all that, we appreciate that. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
that's an argument. Can you
yes,
hear me now?
Papa Nigel, you have Ladi very good.
Yes, I was talking for 10 minutes alone.
I am sweating bullets.
It's a good thing I could talk.
Anyway,
I think.
Yes.
But yes, so we're back.
Yes,
all is well.
Okay, I was going over my participation in activities in school. So just to reiterate, in case you didn't hear, in high school I was a top debater. I was a top drummer student. I participated in a play called Once Upon a Time, Dominica. It was led by Monsieur Plier. He passed away. And we had the opportunity of doing a production with that play at Alias Francaise. We did it in Antigua. We did it in, was it Guadeloupe? I believe it was in Guadeloupe or Martinique. And I was also able to participate in other cultural activities. I remember in high school I participated in Mijip. I won that. I was part of the Tradibel cultural group at some point, I think nearing my end of year or beginning of college. My mother put me in cut competition at the age of 9. I did that for 7 years. I won 6 years. Actually, I did it against Joy. I think the volume. You can hear me, Nigel?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I did that
Yes, I can hear
against
you.
Joy Stout, who was the Calypso Queen last year. I also participated in Creole solo song, and I have done Miss Solve. I was Miss Solve 2007. You know, I've participated in the Miss Dominica pageant, so I've done quite a bit, even beyond high school when it comes to those sort of activities. Yeah.
Yes. So you can imagine, for those who didn't know, Marva participated in the Miss Dominica pageant, you know? Yes. So she was a former contestant
Yes.
in the Miss Dominica. What year was that? You remember?
That was in 2007. That was like 17, 18,
2007.
17 years ago.
That's a long time ago, man. What was the experience? Is something you I mean you enjoy, I mean, not well, of course you enjoyed it, but would you say it kind of laid the foundation for things to come later on?
Yes, I mean, it was a great learning experience. The thing about me is I'm a risk taker, and
Mm.
I'm a risk taker, and oftentimes it doesn't matter what is happening around me negatively. If I want to do something, I do it. And the Miss Dominica pageant was one of those moments where I just decided I wanted to try it out. You know, although I really wanted that scholarship, but God had other plans. I did it. I was second runner up, and it was a learning experience, a good thing to talk about. Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely. So it's always good when we learn from the things we take part in. You know, sometimes we don't win, but the learning experience is so great, you know. What about Carnival? Did you take part in Carnival whilst you were in Granby?
Okay, I think Nigel, your volume is a bit low. I'm not hearing you.
It's a bit low. So yes, I was asking in terms of Carnival. Did you take part in Carnival whilst you were in whilst you were at the Pierre Charles Secondary School? Were you involved in Carnival during that time as well?
Actually, no, I was not allowed to participate in those activities. The only participation was when my mother brought us to sit by the Rosa Market to see the parade passing through for a few hours. So I started to participate on my own in Carnival as a reveler after my high school days.
Mm. What about music? What kind of music did you grow up on liking? Was it
I'm
Kadas? Was
really
it
not hearing you
Calypso?
clearly.
Reggae?
Like
What was
you're
it like?
muffled. You're very far away. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, so I was asking in terms of music, what kind of music did you grow up on? Was it Kadas, Calypso? What kind of music did you grow up on?
Actually, the music I grew up hearing quite a bit in my very, very early years on this earth was more like reggae. Because I had an older brother, Rastaman. Well, three of my brothers were like Rastaman, and they listened to quite a bit of reggae. So that was a familiar voice in the home. And then at some point, because my sisters and them, they were older, we started hearing the bouillon, like bouillon from WCK and First Serenade. So these were the familiar songs in my home. And my one of my older sisters, she also loved the country music. And on Sundays, country music was the music in the house. Yeah.
Cool, nice, nice, nice. So I mean, that in a way is going to let us know how, because I know you love bouillon music,
I do.
and I've heard you say that a couple of times. So that might probably give us an idea as to how you got into the love for bouillon music and so on. You know.
Yes.
So once you got out of college, Marva, what was next for you?
Not hearing you at all.
Yes, I was saying in terms of once you
Still
got
not
out of
hearing you.
college, so you went to
At
the
all, at all,
Dominica
at all.
State College. What did you do there? Not hearing me, right?
I'm not hearing him at all.
Okay, so we'll try to get that sorted out. So, because I'm asking about your days at college before we get to what Marva does now and what she's doing. So, I'm not sure if you can hear still, but in terms of your days at college, what subjects did you do there? What area did you study? Okay, so I guess she's still not hearing me. So, this is
So yes,
connecting the
Marva, he
dots.
was asking you about
Once you take a
He's not
break,
hearing
yeah,
at all, at
Marva is
all.
not hearing me, and
and then you come back. That's
Nigel, we're
what
having some
happens
issues. We're
sometimes.
having some
So,
issues, and we're trying to
bear with
rectify it. I
us.
really
We're
feel
trying to get
kind bad,
everything
but we're trying to see
rectified
what
and
we can
sorted
do
out.
to ensure
Once you can
that
hear me, then
I
you
don't
can
know,
let me know.
whoever set a trap or
But in the
something.
meantime, I guess Ivona will probably have to be chit chatting with you until you can hear me better. This is Connecting the Dots. This is DBS Radio. It's Saturday, January 21st. It's January? No, February 21st. And we are bringing you Connecting the Dots. We appreciate those of you who are
At all,
connecting with
at all,
us.
at all.
I guess you can hear me, but she can't hear me. So, we'll
Boy,
keep talking and keep making it happen
I can
and keep
hear you
making the
now,
connection. You
Nigel.
can hear me now.
Yes. You all owe me a whole new interview, eh?
Yes, we do. Yes, we go. You're gonna come back next week, okay? She didn't hear me that say that. So we will
I
have a whole
do.
new
I
interview.
do.
Yes. Uh,
Okay, Nigel, where are we now? I'm sweating.
you see
Nigel, did
what
you
I
see
mean by
me?
no? You should be fully sway. You should.
Sigh. No boy.
Yes,
Oh
but you
boy.
can hear me now.
Yes. Loud and clear.
Everybody can hear everybody now.
Okay,
Beautiful,
let's continue.
beautiful, beautiful.
Sometimes that
We owe
happens,
Marva a whole new
technology
interview.
and
She's
all of
gonna
that.
come back
Sometimes
next week.
things go bad.
Uh,
But the beauty of it
yes,
is how we
she's gonna come
continue.
back
So
next week for
let's
part two
move on.
because we're skipping part one here now. So Marva, we were talking there in terms of college. You attended the Dominica State College, and
Yes.
in terms of subject area, what studies did you do there?
I did business administration. So I went to the state college at 2002. I was 15 and graduated in 2004. Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. So again, for those of you who have not been hearing because we're in and out, this is Marva Williams. She's a former a former contestant in the Miss Dominica pageant. For those who didn't know, she did court. She did took part in Miss. She was a reigning Miss South. She took part in Creole competition. She was in Tradibel for a few. She did Creole song competition on her own. She competed against people like Joy Stout in the court competition. So you can see the cultural foundation that was laid back then and what was happening. And then from college, did you get more involved in Carnival whilst you were at college? Did they have the Miss Jamboree there? Not because that came late
No,
after, right?
actually, we were the first set of Dominica State College students. So that it was CIFO call prior to, and we were the first Dominica State College students. So I think the college itself was still figuring things out. So we didn't have the Mass Jamboree, and honestly, I I told my son the other day that going to college was probably one of my rebellious time. Because imagine you went to high school at the age of 9 and your family looks at you as this brilliant child. You are challenged. You have to do well. Your cousin is a teacher in the same high school that you go to, and your cousin is a disciplined individual. So you cannot do anything so much in high school, and then you have the burden of making sure you do well, you do well, you do well. I was liberated when I went to college. Like in the second year, I had to catch myself and be like, Marva, what are you doing? You know, so I was just free. You know, I started hanging out with friends. I can't remember if I probably started the little boyfriend thing at 16, you know, but and then I had to catch myself at some point during my college journey, you know. So yeah.
So when did you catch yourself? When did that defining moment come, and what brought it about?
It came on my second year, when I was reminded, you know, that I'm on this education mission, and there were certain things happening in my family around me that I did not want to happen to me. So there was something that happened that really triggered emotions in the family, and it reminded me of what I did not want to be. And then I had to get back to that disciplined, book smart Marva and make sure I completed that college degree.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Now, Nigel, we can
And
stay on
you say
education
you
for a while.
go ahead, go ahead.
Because I'm looking at the time, we can stay on education for a while, and then we'll get to the real stuff. Or you want to ask some other questions even before we get to her?
We can move on to the stuff. I mean, I know because of the time that we had, but just to wind up on the education part. So you did do business administration, and then from there you went into the what? Into the world of work, or you went to further studies?
Yes, from there I went into the world of work. I worked at, it was call 767. My first real job was at call 767. That's when call centers really started coming into Dominica. In my opinion, that it is in itself was disorganized. So I left.
So how long you stayed there?
I probably stayed there about 6 months. Okay. And one day I just walked away because the whole process was disorganized. So you would be like a top employee making 31 sales a day sometimes, and then what you got at the end of the month didn't reflect. So I walked away from that. I stayed home for a while, and I remember in 2006, in January 2006, on a Sunday night, after months of struggling, not being able to get a job, I got a phone call from well, it's like family, saying that they were looking for sort of a secretary for the Carnival Development Office, and I was the first person that came to mind. Let me tell you, Ivona and Nigel, I had red braids. So in my youth years, I loved the red and gold braids, and during that time, I had gold braids. And the gold braids is not to say I had just gotten my hair done. It was a little bit wassy, like we would say. I hardly had. Yes, I hardly had. That was a finger in those days. I hardly had professional attire. People looked at me as this brave girl, but deep inside, I had my little insecurities, and I was trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do? But I got up on Monday morning. I put that one suit I had. I tried to stretch my hair because those days natural hair wasn't acceptable. So it's not to say I could remove the braids. If I remove the braids, what am I going to do with that hair? What are people going to say? Move that. Not sure where I was going to. I was given some guidance, and I realized that I was being taken to the NDC, National Development Corporation. And Marva Williams walked through that door with her gold braids, her Meglica body, nice figure by the way, her long neck.
That was close to the gardens, right?
Close to the gardens, and then that is where my judgment began. Yes. and that is the beginning of how I ended up at the Dominica Festivals Committee. So I worked at the Carnival office, I did meeting minutes, I wrote letters. I was there to assist Val Coffey at the time. He was the director of the Carnival Development Committee, I think, or the chairman. And then he was made the executive director of the Dominica Festivals Committee. And I remember Gloria Christian, who was the HR at the time. She loved my work ethics, my writing especially, and my attention to detail. And that is how I became a staff of the National Development Corporation.
When was that again?
That was in 2006.
Okay.
So that is how I became a staff of NDC, together with the DFC, and where I met people like Jacqueline Davis and so on. That is where I learned what were my colors. I remember my sister made a bright orange and a bright green suit for me, and I realized I do not like bright colors as working attire. That is where I started to learn and groom and so on. But because of my background, Dominica, and we still do it, we still have that thing about who is that person, where did she come from, who is that little red girl, oh, she's from Pichlin, where is Pichlin, who is her family, what is her last name, we don't know her. That stigma reigned on me, and that carried throughout the years, But I was able to bounce back. I was brought in at the Dominica Festivals Committee as a clerk typist to start off. I transitioned to receptionist secretary. I continued to work with Val Coffey. I worked with people like Natalie Clark. I continued. I was able to work with people like Alwyn Booley, Wadix. There's a lot of people that were part of the whole process. And that is where I started to become familiar with Carnival and the World Choral Music Festival and helping to organize. It took me a little while to understand what I was in, but I grew into it. I recall in 2014, I applied to be the executive director at the time. That is after Natalie Clark left, and there was a lot of pushback. She has an attitude, she doesn't have an education and all that.
So that's what people said about you?
Yes. And that is when I decided that I needed to get my first degree. So in 2015, I went to the Florida International University and I did a Bachelor of Business Administration in marketing. This was supposed to be a 4-year degree. I was able to negotiate some of my college years with the Florida International University, and I did a 4.5-year degree in 2 years, and I came back in 2017. We all know what happened in 2017 with the hurricane and so on. I was sent to Japan to do a 6-week certificate course after Hurricane Maria in sort of marketing, and it had to do with regional marketing. How do you take what you have that is seen as a negative connotation and making it positive? So that's one of the things we learned in Japan. I acted as the festival and events manager. I was made permanent after that, and I'm just giving you a summary of the education. In 2021, I went to the Georgia State University, where I did a Masters of Science, a Masters of International Business, and that's my education.
Rebellious at a very young age. That same Marva who was bold and would just answer anybody.
Yes, not answer anybody. I defended myself. So I didn't allow people to belittle me, and that was for a reason. At some point in my life, I was unaware of myself. I realized I had nice eyes probably when I was 14 years and so on. I realized that my skin color, Shabin color, was one of the preferred by select men and so at a late age. So, in primary school, in high school, people bully you a bit. They tell you your mouth long, your eyes big. I went through all that, and my defense mechanism was to put you in your place. But that never interrupted my schoolwork. And that continued in my professional career, because as I said, when I walked through that door, I was judged immediately, and that judgment continued. Like, I remember people saying literally, "Who is that red little girl?" And there were those who shunned me on one side, and there were those who embraced me. And to this day, me and these people, they're still like my aunties and my friends, those who embrace me on the other side. And, that rebellion continued where, if somebody said something to me, I was very responsive. But as I grew, I learned how to balance those things, because I had people who gave me feedback, and I learned how to balance things, how to choose my battles. That doesn't mean I will allow people to walk on me. I will speak my mind as needed and if needed, but I will do it with a little more grace.
Let's go to the telephone quick.
Yes.
Somebody wants to share something. Hello. Hello. Okay, my bad. I don't know what is happening with me today. No? I have no technical skills.
It's one of those days. But what I've been listening to you, and what I'm more impressed about is the fact that you started off as a secretary for the Carnival committee.
Nigel, just take a opinion. Let's just take this caller quickly.
Go ahead.
Quickly. Hello. Let's go quick. Hello. Yes, go ahead.
I with Marva, and I just want to be very proud of her. I know I was.
But continue. We're getting some key sentences from you, so go ahead.
I Therese who made all the outfits for the parade when she was in high school. Cultural division, they got me up to go, and I had to take the measurements of all people who to act with children who were supposed. And I am the person who did fit for that play that they did earlier. Can you remember it was a long time ago?
Okay, thank you.
I know who's
It's breaking up,
speaking.
but,
I know what she
get the
said.
gist, yes.
She's speaking about our interesting costumes we had for that play. I think she was located someplace in Goodwill. And I often look for this lady. She's the one who made all the nice little outfits. Like we had a series of outfits we had to transition to during the play. That's what she's talking about in high school. Yes.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, but I was saying, Marva, I mean, in terms of in terms of the journey and the story, it's nice you could share that part with us because you started off as a secretary of Carnival Committee, part-time staff, being judge with your gold braids, walking into the office, and all what you went through from secretary of Carnival Committee to now being the CEO, the top one. So to me, what it says there, I mean, the never give up attitude, but also perseverance, but more importantly, right? And I know you do it. I know you do it because you've been through that journey. But it's having that respect for those who are below because you never know when you might be the one on top. So I am hoping that you approach, that your approach is, or that is the approach that you take.
Nigel, I am just when we just started the interview and Ivona was giving me all these descriptive words, it brought me to tears literally. Y'all didn't see. I just didn't make it drop because if you come to my community in Pishley, if you talk to anybody in Pishley, I am the same humble Marva Williams who will walk up the road with her shots, who will go to the shop and take a little drink with the shopkeeper and the men if I have to, who is just simple Marva Williams. I often tell people if I go into a space and I see a set of elite, let's say there are two groups of people. One is the elite group and the other ones are the shopkeepers and all the warmiels and the thing. I gravitate literally. That is no joke. I gravitate to them because that is my safe space. That is where I feel comfortable. And people look at me as this strong woman. Let me tell you, if I have to tell people, I've been through quite a lot. Personally, professionally, I have been through it. And, I always tell God, whatever it is you have outlined for me, Heavenly Father, just every adversity that I go through, you are preparing me for something. And even as we speak, I tell him every day, I am just waiting for that next path that he has presented to me. And oftentimes I feel unaccomplished. People think that you carry this, CEO. No, so oftentimes I feel unaccomplished for certain reasons, and I'm always hungry and looking for something else. And in doing that, I do my best to remain humble. And it is my humbleness why I'm able to talk to the vendors for the events. I'm able to relate to the bouillon artists. I can talk to any one of the bouillon artists, the nasty business one, the polished ones. I go to the market on a Saturday. Sometimes I have to beg people to take the money from me, especially my people from Pishe. When they see me, it's take. And that is because of my humbleness. And me, I know when to go up there. I know when to be in the middle, and I know when to remain down to earth. And I think that is a God-given trait, and I am blessed to have it, because according to where you are in life, those types of personalities are needed so you can navigate to get the results that you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well said, Marva. Well said. And with that, let's go back to Pishley a while. You came from a family, a strong family, quite a few sisters, a lot of other relatives, a strong community as well, culturally vibrant and all of that. You lost a sister recently. I know for you that was a pain. I didn't want to really bring it up, but it just shows who Marva is. How did you go through this period? Because you all were very close.
It is still, oh my tears. It is still something that we're going through. On December 18th, 2003, my sister and I, we spent time in Roseau. Went to Roseau. She needed something for her house. We got it. I had just had my baby. My baby she was born in October, November, a little over 2 months. And my sister only wanted, give her the baby, she will hold the baby. She held that baby. I remember I had to get something from MoneyGram. and she had the baby. And it's after I'm finding out she went into how many Chinese stores. You know, we did stuff together. We went to KFC. And my son had just come from St. Lucia playing football. We picked him up. We went to KFC. Quickly, we were doing things because Christmas is coming. She's trying to get things for the home. And that is, she's my second older sister. That is a sister I raised up with. She's one of the sisters, the first one to bring me in Bubble City, to bring me out. My mother used to make noise with her all the time. She's very defensive of her children and of her family. Can you all hear me? I think I lost the mic a bit.
Yes. I can hear you.
Very defensive of her children and her family. And I remember that was the day before my birthday, Nigel. And for that week, I kept telling, I celebrate my birthday immensely. I kept telling my sister, you know, I don't feel like celebrating my birthday. I'm not in the mood. She told me, you know, you should celebrate your birthday. Since when, no, Marva, and stuff like that. And I remember we got home. My sister had gotten to be this very prayerful person. Exactly 4 p.m. every day, she would spread her holy water and started to pray. And the last personal encounter, like face-to-face encounter we had, was that dash of holy water she gave me and the baby and everybody who was in the house. And then I left. We video chatted that night. She laughed with my mother. She laughed with my brother. And then she told me on the phone, you know, celebrate your birthday, my sister. When I finish what I'm doing, I will come and I will paint your nails for you and I will do your toes for you. So I said, okay. I had done a photo shoot, a maternity photo shoot that I said I would just, you know, put it for my birthday and so on. And my mother calls me. I woke up late, so I missed the 6 a.m. mark to post those photos. But my mother rang my phone at 6:10. Now, my sister, she used to get seizures. And my mother tells me, Marva, Laura is not responding. No, come. So I figured, you know, it's the usual Laura is not responding. So, you know, I ran into my car immediately. I didn't wash my face or anything because when Laura gets like that, you know, you have to move quickly. I've had to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. When I entered the house, full speed, you know, running and thing, my mother telling me, Zafamo, say anymore, Alebola. So I'm telling her what? You know, and then that was it. She died.
Tough.
Yes, Nigel,
Tough. But
yeah,
I'll tell you though, because I mean, I know Laura went to grammar school, right?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I taught her at grammar school, as I remember her. But and the reason I'm saying that is because I remember the person that she was, and just hearing you saying what became after, I know that her spirit and her positivity is going to resonate with you for a very, very, very long time.
She was
so
a
if I know the Laura
seamstress.
that I knew,
Yep.
she's probably saying right now, girl, smiley, because you do what you have to do. That's the way she would talk.
So
She was an amazing seamstress. Actually,
I'm gonna say like Laura, smiley girl, and do what you have to do.
actually, that dress
she was
I'm
my
wearing.
seamstress at one point.
Yes, that dress I'm wearing in that photo shoot I had done for Image magazine, she made that dress. So she was an amazing.
And that's what she be telling you now. Have a smiley girl and do what you have to do.
She was
Marva,
she was one of my cheerleaders.
Marva, I just had to bring this in because we want to show who Marva is. And sorry if I made you cry.
Oh yes, it's important like because like we were saying, I mean, people see the CEO Marva of the year, but there's always a journey and a story behind that person. Yeah. And oftentimes it's a journey and story that allows them to do the things they're doing and be successful at it. Because when you look back, Marva, the foundation that you have is probably what's causing you to have the success that you're reaping now with your team. You know what I'm saying? So
she was
that's the reason why we
proud.
like to go back to the story.
She was proud. She died on my birthday, so I don't celebrate my birthday. I haven't celebrated my birthday in 2 years.
Celebrate the next one.
She has 4 children. Her daughter, Lakia, would tell me on my birthday, Auntie, like, how do you do it? I just tell her, you know. So it's been a painful process for us, you know, but she would be proud of her children. Yes. She would be proud of all of us, for sure. Yeah.
Yes, and she would like you to celebrate the next one in her name. Celebrate.
We'll see.
She likes a good time, eh? She really enjoyed a good time.
Yeah.
Celebrate,
She has a good
celebrate,
seamstress.
celebrate life,
She has a
because you
very
just
good
never
time.
know. You know what I'm saying?
But let's
True.
get to the
So,
butter
so,
and the good
it,
talk.
so, in spite of all of those things, Marva was still able to continue working, still continue to be able to do the things that she's doing that brought us to where we are right now. You know, that
Yes.
nice background behind you, Dominic, the real mass, and so on. You know,
Yeah.
and in
Actually,
spite
at
of
that
all that.
time when she passed, I was employed at Digicel as the marketing manager. So after I got my second degree, my master's, I wanted to get some private sector experience, and the opportunity to be the marketing manager of a international company like Digicel came up. So at the time, that's where I was before transitioning back
What
to
was that
BD.
transition, though, moving from the public to the private sector? Is it a big difference working in the private
It
sector as
is. It
compared to the
is.
public?
It is. I think that a lot of public sector individuals need that private sector experience. I think that some of us become complacent, and what we think is we know, we don't really know. What we think is right, we don't. It is not right. I think we take our in the public sector, and this is not to offend anyone. We take our professional career for granted, and especially when some of us we've sat in certain positions for years and years and years, we become complacent. We lack creativity and we lack structure. And that is what I was able to gain from Digicel in the 2 years, some level of structure and some level of creativity. But the problem is when you take that rebrand of your professional career and then you go back, it is often difficult to marry the two, especially when you are trying to present new concepts and new ways of presenting things. Yeah.
Right, interesting.
Which
Nigel, I
kind
think
of leads us to the whole marketing of Dominica
yes,
and what's
yes.
been going on.
Let's go there.
Have you
Let's
been
go
able
there.
to use have you been able to use some of that what you learned in the private sector to help strategies for marketing of Dominica and for working at DDA?
Of course, I must say that being the CEO of Discover Dominica Authority is always something that was in my back pocket. I remember as I journeyed through, I would make the jokes with the staff and even my friends and say, when people would talk about Mr. Piper, I would tell them, leave Mr. Piper alone. He's warming my seat for me. And I sort of started on a journey that would make me be eligible enough to attempt something like that. That was one of the motivating factors in getting my master's. That was one of the reasons for becoming more private sector savvy. I was on my way to actually moving into a regional position. I was offered, would you be interested in some regional position within the same digital company if it came? And I had said yes. So that was actually my next step. I was looking for other things because I wanted to be molded. But the opportunity for the position came a little bit quicker and earlier than I had anticipated. However, when the opportunity came, I went through the journey of applying and doing the long over an hour interviews and so on, and even let's not talk about the negotiations afterwards. But it was a welcome opportunity. And again, my ability to be able to accept a role like that is because deep down inside I am a risk taker. Like if I started to walk a path, I will walk the path to the very end, even though there's nuisances or even though there's negative thoughts or people telling me otherwise. When I get an opportunity, I ride the wave. Like probably I like to tease myself. So it was amazing to be afforded that opportunity. I knew exactly what I was getting into. I knew exactly who I had to deal with, but I welcome the opportunity. And I some time ago I was speaking to somebody and I said to them, I am working on X, Y, and Z and whatever. And the person said, what? But you're a CEO and stuff like that. I told her it's nothing to do with this title, right? It's about what I am able to do. I sat down for years and I saw opportunities for how certain things could have been done differently when it comes to marketing the destination. And with the team, we've been able to accomplish a lot of the things that could have been done differently. I mean, as a small destination, competing with other Caribbean islands when it comes to tourism, who are way ahead. You know, we're limited with our resources. The government has a lot of priorities, but we've been able to augment how we promote Dominica as a destination, and we're seeing the benefits. And augmentation included closer collaboration with the private sector, piggybacking and riding the wave of the local artists and their affiliation overseas and Bouillon, using more of social media and more so digital marketing, because there's digital and there's social, but connecting both of them. And just using keywords and being able to position Dominica. And it's still a work in progress, like we still have a lot of work to do, but I am honored to have been afforded that position. I'm going on my second year. I'm heading towards July, but it has indeed been a pleasure, not only for my personal growth, not only for my resume, but when you put your all into something, whether it is, you put your all, you put your hours, day and night, you take all the stress that comes with it, and you see results. So sometimes people look at me and I'm often in a gaze. So I will stand up and I'll look at the Juve bands and I'm amazed because yes, we accomplished something. You will look at the number of people at Sunrise. You look at all the influencers who are excited. You look at, you're on a flight with American or United Airlines and you see you probably one out of three Dominicans who are on that flight, because a lot more people are coming to explore the destination. You see divers and they want to walk in nature. They want to come and eat some good food. They just heard about this undiscovered destination. I am happy and privileged to be a part of that process that has continued, that has evolved, and that is going to be even greater in the years to come.
Nigel.
I love that. I love that.
Definitely.
I really do love that.
Yeah.
I can see a plan and a strategy. What would you say, Mother, in terms of Carnival this year? Was there an increase in the budget that allowed your team to do more marketing and bring more people, or was it a change in the strategy as it relates to the Bouillon and the artists and riding that wave?
I must say that the results of what we've seen in this year's Carnival, and not only this year coming from last year, has been the strong collaboration between private and public sector. And we must continually recognize the government of Dominica, because essentially they are the presenters of Dominica's Carnival. If they do not strategically invest, and yes, that investment increases year on year, if they do not open up the avenue, if they do not allow certain things, give concessions, and so, we would not be able to have Dominica's Carnival, number one. And coming from 2025, we did change the strategy as it relates to marketing our events in Dominica, and more so the Carnival. We used the influencer type marketing, the content creation. We had started to use the local artists, and so because we recognize the importance of Bouillon, we engaged in the road shows in 2025. We engaged in a lot more storytelling, and we saw the results of Dominica's Carnival from 2024 into 2025, where there was a 34% increase in stay-over arrivals for the 2-week Carnival period. And that was the defining moment for Dominica's Carnival, for you to see a drastic increase, which means your team put in that effort, which means the confidence that the government put into you and to allow you to do something like that, it worked. And when something works, you work on it. The carnival came quicker on us this year. And while the DFC was implementing, the DDA team was marketing, and we initiated the same strategy. We used the Bouillon Artist Month. Big up to the Bouillon artists who, even voluntarily, without any force, and so they always invite people to come to our festival and Dominica's Carnival. What we did this year as well, what we were allowed to do, is to expand on the road trips that we normally did. And when we recognized that we may experience issues when it comes to North people coming in from North America, we said, okay, we really need to go back to our loyal ones. We need to go to Guadeloupe and Martinique. And we put together a contingent. So while I was in Guadeloupe and in Martinique with Asa, we had Monel and Karim Gist in St. Martin. We had Makira and Liz in St. Lucia. We had a bit of presence at St. Kitts Carnival. We had teams. We had Ogeli and Makira, in Antigua. So we divided and conquer, and that is what we do at DDA. We divide and conquer because we too are limited in our resources, and we pushed and we pushed and we pushed. We invited more people to come to the destination. We showed presence, and it was. I want to thank, the stakeholders and all the partners we have in the various destinations who allow us to come to their space, oftentimes free of charge, especially in Guadeloupe and Martinique, and they give us that promotion. So we went on that journey, and we really, really pushed hard, and that in itself, coupled with the Bouillon artists, with the government doing their bits, with all the signal band, with Illumination, and the Triple K with Mega Monday, and the Hysteria, and the Pulse, and the Ecstasy, and all the others, all that coming together resulted in what we see today. So we would have heard the Minister of Tourism announce this morning that from 2025 to 2026, we recorded a 13% increase in our carnival. And if we do a comparison to 2026, let's say if we compare 2026 to 2024, that is 34% plus 13%. So that is a 40-something percent increase in our stay-over arrivals coming from 2024. And that is important. That shows that we are progressing, that our carnival is being fully recognized, and that people are coming. And I'm quite certain if we are able to improve our access from Guadeloupe and Martinique, because I know there were numbers of people who were not able to get on FRS Express de Zille from Guadeloupe and Martinique because the boats were filled. If we did not have external shocks, like what we are still experiencing with North America, where people, are uncertain as to whether they should travel or not, I guarantee we would have had a lot more people coming into the destination. And, there's been strategy. We've put together a strategy on the table. We continue to build the momentum. We've already told people that the National Parade and official opening for Dominica's Carnival is the 9th of January 2027. Carnival Monday and Tuesday is the 8th and 9th. We're ready. We're looking to do double marketing when it comes to the World Queer Music Festival, Market Carnival at the same time as well, because we have to pick up quickly. We are going to see the numbers increase. And it's not only about the festival. Dominica has recorded an increase in stay-over arrivals over the years. Last year, our stay-over arrivals for the year in 2025 was about close to 99,000 stay-over arrivals. And because of that, 2025 is now our base year. So we surpassed the 2019 numbers. And we're now going to compare ourselves to 2025 and moving forward. So that in itself is a plus for us. It shows that with limited resources, with the government still being able to invest in tourism amidst all the other things they have to take care of, like infrastructure and health and all that, we're able to strategically use what we have and bring in people into our destination. And I'm confident that we're going to cross that 100,000 hurdle. I'm confident that once that international airport opens, people are looking for experience. People like direct flights. You're going to see more people flocking into the destination, and we say more quality nature lovers that, Dominica is going to continue to progress. And I'm not sure where I'm going to be who knows, in the next couple months, years. But my advice to Dominica is to be ready. It is not just having an international airport. Be ready. We need to work on our customer service. Customer service is 360 degrees from the time that person packs their suitcase to come to our destination, from the time they get on that plane, from the time they get into the airport. I want our immigration officers to smile a little bit more for the passengers. They love that. It goes a long way. Smile. Tell them how was your flight, while you're taking their passport. To the taxi drivers, I know everybody has to eat, but continue to be pleasant, to those who are journeying through our hills and mountains. Our roads are a little bit rugged. Give people a safe ride, and while you're driving, help them to bask in the ambience of nature, so they do not go back and say that it was an hour ride from the airport, that they got a story about how Dominica has over 1,200 species of plants and how we have an abundance of water because of our green rainforest. And to the vendors by the road, be pleasant. As people like it has to be like that, so people will always speak positively about the destination. But we need to be ready. We need to be ready with our businesses. We need to be ready with how we speak. We need to start getting into that nightlife for the Carnival. Some of the French media told me, why are the restaurants closed? We cannot depend on the government to do everything. We have to be creative and start to figure out ways on how to do that, because if we don't, we are going to become stagnated. We're going to see other investors from overseas coming into Dominica and doing in Dominica what Dominicans should be doing. So I just want to share that piece of advice for the business owners and all the creative people who are listening. Start to prepare yourself for that international airport, because it is not going to wait for you. Other people will take over. Be creative and be ready.
Marva Usapali. And I'm saying that in a good way, yeah? Please, I'm saying that in a good way. Let's just go to the telephone quickly. Hello.
Good morning, Miss
Hi, morning.
Marva and Miss Ivona.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, morning.
I wouldn't go back on what I've been saying that for the longest while. I want to give her my full support. I'm a vendor on the street of a Rose, and everything is just right. I want to tell her, push that legacy. We need what for those big events. Needs to set up some positive sitting areas around the Roseau. Alone can do everything, like she said, it takes all. And I really want her to push.
Okay.
You have people like Mr. Scott, former health director. Some of these experienced people, you could still give them like a contract, like to maintain health in Roseau, washroom, because even you have the city people that deal with cleaning the city, they can do all the work. Like put some containers on them old street between courts and convert it like a washroom. Okay. Because everybody don't want to go in a small little what we call that now, the little preview toilets. So I wanted to continue and set up some areas. I also have a nice little place, all between DBS and the library there, where you can make a place just for sitting, like the old market. But she need a lady like she need to come out and speak more. Okay. Let the people in authority hear. Because we need the vendors. The vendors need a spot. That street between courts going up to Old Street, that's supposed to be just a vendor street. And it's the musicians. They don't have to take responsibility for their brand. That is their thing. In the airport, as Marva saying, quality and service. I serve the cruise town. Yes, Okay, all right. I don't want to take much.
Yes.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. And Nigel, this just gives me an idea. that we can bring Marva back next week. Marva, you'll be around next week, by the way? We can bring Marva
Yes,
back
I
for part
should
2
be.
because we want to open up the lines. I know a lot of people, have been
Yes,
calling
you
me
have to
just
bring her
pick up
back
the
next week
phone.
for sure, for sure.
Yes, and
I
by
mean,
the way,
she's there.
Nigel, what is the book saying? Anybody, any questions, any comments? We don't
Man,
be checking the book. That's
listen, I'll
bad.
tell you, the
The
book
calls
has
are
been
coming.
extremely busy.
Yes, it
There's
is.
so many comments, suggestions, ideas as to some of the things that has to happen. They just mentioned here the customer service, way in which we greet people when they come in.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned earlier, how can Rose be closed after 4 o'clock? Nothing to eat. Restaurants need to understand during that busy time. People need something in the afternoons. That's when we just wake up. And that's something that I know people have mentioned that, you especially for visitors, right? Because you are, taking your rest, whatever it is. You wake up at 2, 3 in the afternoon, ready to get lunch. Lunch is done because, lunch is done by 12, 1. That cannot continue to happen if we intend to move on. That's what the person is saying. I pray God's blessings upon you, Marva. I believe you're one of the great Dominicans. Continue to be patriotic.
Thank you.
You're right. The first thing is to welcome people. Wonderful conversation. We have all what it takes to be great, and the destination is good. However, in marketing the destination, are you going to focus a lot more on Caribbean countries? Because that's a large market out there. That's a question for you, Marva. I'm just reading very quickly. Very professional. Carnival was extremely great. Love to see so many Caribbean peoples, but please tell Trinidad, leave us alone. Okay, I am just reading. Trinidad story there. By the way, boy, also kind
Let me tell you, people do not throw stones at green mangoes.
That's true.
So I actually think they're helping us to market our carnival. Thank you very much to them. But people do not throw stones at green mangoes. So big up Dominica. Just quickly, I remember there's the discussion to change our carnival. That is a discussion that is ongoing. It is on the minds of a lot of individuals. But I was asked that question a couple of years ago, and I said, what has Dominica done to warranty that we need to change our carnival? We haven't invested heavily or done anything significantly different to compete. And because we've gone full force in augmenting our strategy and whatever, we now see that we have a competitor, and all the rivalry and the things that are being said on social media is showing that, Dominica has the opportunity, to be an even greater carnival. And I think now you can continue that conversation to say, baby, we can stay and compete, or let's change. A lot more people will probably come if we change the date of our carnival. Now I'm seeing things
like
happening.
Answer,
Yes, now I'm seeing things happening.
What have we done? What did we do significantly to change our dates?
At the time, we hadn't done anything. We were not even marketing the carnival as needed. Of course.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Let's go back to the telephone quickly. As I said, Marva will be on next week, and then we'll open up the lines. Hello.
Good morning, my dear.
Yes, good morning. Let's go quickly.
Mama, you're doing a very good job.
Thank
When
you.
you pray little as the Almighty, and strength and new life. Mrs. Lugie, you send me back to 77. Why? I knocked me down in Back Road, 1977. Don't tell me you take it very serious. Right. Thank you very much for that.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
All right, yes. Nigel, let me tell you, we are getting a lot of calls. So as I say, let me just say
Yes,
it
and
again,
I can
Marva,
imagine
part
next week
2.
will be flooded
Next week.
because of the little technical things that
Because
have.
we
But
have
next
a
week
lot.
we'll have everything sorted out.
Yes,
But
yes.
Marva, in terms of those who are on the other side of the fence, who might be saying that we market in Dominica as the most original carnival, but we're losing some of that originality as it relates to traditional mass. How do you kind of respond to them for that?
I don't think that we are losing our traditional mass. It can be said to a certain extent that at some point our carnival becomes segregated, right? And not segregated in a bad way. We just have to figure out a way to bring all the elements together. Because when we do that national parade and official opening, we do see the elements of the traditional mass. And I'm talking about the Sensei, the Lapo Kabwit, the Black Devils, the Africulture Stilt Walkers, the big boom boom ladies, and there are elements that are lacking we need to bring back. So it is not lost as yet. We do know that on Carnival Monday and Tuesday, for example, Sanse was in all its glory in Grand Base Carnival, and somebody said to me, you know what, Marva, I know we focus quite a bit on Roso's Carnival, but maybe your team should figure out how to divide and conquer on Carnival Monday and Tuesdays and send some of them to the village carnivals to capture, because that is where the traditional lies. I shared my thoughts on social media, I believe, last night, of how great we're doing. And one of the things I emphasize and I always say is we do not have to lose that traditional aspect of our carnival. And then we were talking about it, and I think we have to invest in the Roso and environs to make sure that the main carnival is powerful as it relates to the tradition. And DDA cannot do it on its own. The Ministry of Tourism definitely cannot do it on its own. It has to take, I think, collectively from all the ministers of government who are parliamentary representatives. If it is that we're continuing to sell Dominica's Carnival as a product, we need to be able to motivate our people to bring that tradition to the main city, and then afterwards, we can go to our respective carnivals. But just like I want somebody to be able to do a massive Sensei traditional band, just like how we're doing the costume bands with Hysteria, like people will wear it, put together traditional groups and tell people you can sign up to be a Sensei or a Black Devil or a big boom 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 ladies, and give it sections like how you give sections for the costume bands. And I believe that is going to be an excellent way of maintaining the tradition, but it has to start somewhere.
Yes, and probably we have to begin to create the enabling environment for this. So you have more workshops, more people training the younger ones to do the sensei and things like even steel pan music. We have lost the steel pan music on the road as well, street theater and so many other things we still have. Yes, we continue to uphold the sensei and a lot of other aspects of our traditional culture. But it is obvious that, a lot are dwindling. And we have to try to bring
We've discussed it a bit, and I mean, Honorable Pemberton, she's for it. Actually, we got approval this year to help build senseis, and these were the senseis you saw in the National Parade and official opening. So right now, DFC owns some of the sensei, and again, it has to start somewhere. So one of the recommendations for DFC could be to get people to, even when we're doing the workshops and so, we know who the costume builders are, create the segments, create a Sensei segment, a Black Devil segment, and get people who are coming in from overseas to register. Would you like to be part of that Sensei section? Register, we will give you the Sensei, just like how we give the costumes, or you pay for a Sensei, you pay for a traditional wear, so I that is a recommendation that comes to mind. But it's not only DFC. We need people from the private sector to take control of the traditional mass itself. So when Juve has ended and from 11 p.m. we have the display of that traditional mass, it comes in full volume. So we will be doing a consultation on Carnival, hopefully sometime in March. We're extending invitation to those who are listening. We will put out an announcement for the dates. We're extending an invitation to the media. Let's talk about it and let's see how we can help each other, because never for one, even though we're rising and we continue to see arrivals, that I personally want us to forget the traditional aspect, which truly makes us the real mass. It is not the only thing, because we dub our mass as an inclusive mass, meaning, when you come, you may not be able to enter into the rope of the costume, but you can chip at the back. You cannot do that in other carnivals. There's sections for children. It is very spontaneous, and it is good spontaneous carnival. But the tradition, I'm hoping one day that we will see a massive uptake of people wearing Sanse on Carnival Monday in that traditional display. And I think if we start early, again, we see what happens when private and public sector comes together. If we come together, I think that it is very achievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I must say though that the penetration in the regional markets in particular, St. Lucia, Antigua, it really paid off well.
Yes.
And we can just build this momentum
Yes.
every year. But I wanted to ask as well though, how much input does the DDA make in reference to like various organizations abroad, Dominica-based organizations abroad, when they have similar activities? What is the how I'd say it? How does that work? Do they come to you or do you have to go to them? Or how does that work?
It's both ways. Actually, even before I took up that role, or when I managed the department, we've had some of the overseas groups come to us, to build partnerships. I cannot speak to where this partnership or these requests went, but I can speak to our current role. For example, last year, we were able to enter in some sort of partnership with, is it Duca? In London, yes. So we did some sort of cross promotion with them, where we had the World Choir Music Festival banner displayed on a truck. Our logo and QR codes were on their T-shirts, so that was an exciting aspect. We worked as well with a Dominican group in Atlanta. We've worked last year with a Dominican group a lover of Dominican bouillon in St. Thomas. Actually, she's not from Dominica, but she loves bouillon music and everything Dominican. We worked with her. We worked with a Dominican group from New Jersey, where they came on board and they helped, make Dominica shine bright at Caribbean Week in New York. We worked last year as well with a group, a Dominican living in Antigua. We did some promotion of the World Choir Music Festival at Antigua's Carnival with her. We also worked with the Dominica organization in Canada last year in promoting the World Choir Music Festival and the Carnival. So these are partnerships that we intend on building on. The Ministry of Tourism also has presented initiatives to engage the diaspora a little bit more, to make them become ambassadors for the overall Dominica brand, not only for the fets but also for the brand in entirety. So we're hoping to see that come alive and flourish in the upcoming months. So it is there, it exists, it has been done, it can be done greater, but at least we have a foundation that started very well last year, and I mean both sides were happy. Yeah.
Nice. Definitely, that collaboration is important, and
yes,
the networking,
Yes, and I wanted to answer the caller earlier on as it relates to the where we'll be focusing on. One of the things we've tried to do in terms of focus is to really work on the areas where we have direct flights. So we do have direct flights coming from select regions, select countries in the Caribbean, and that is the reason why we really push direct flights, and of course ferry really push to get more people coming in from those destinations. We do have the direct flights from Miami, from New York. We continue to push there as well. We have direct flights coming from Puerto Rico and from Liat probably recently did, what's the name, can't remember, but we have direct flights. We have also begun to show interest in places like Canada, and whereas we do not have the direct flights, but we sell the fact that they can connect in one Caribbean island and come to Dominica. We continue to push in London, in Europe. Some of them can connect through France and St. Martin. You can connect directly in Antigua or Barbados and do a seamless travel in one day. So we continue to pursue those strategies. Thankfully, in terms of visitors, foreigners coming to Dominica, we've continued to witness at many times full flights. coming into the destination. So again, that is a blessing. But we will continue to push the sustainability, the ecotourism, relatively undiscovered destination, and work on getting more people coming in from the Caribbean. I have this hope that at some point, governments are going to come together and knock heads and make traveling within the Caribbean islands a little bit more seamless and cheaper, because we've seen demand from Trinidad. We've seen an increase in demand or people or interest from places like St. Vincent and even Grenada. We know that Contour Airlines is doing well from St. Thomas, so we will continue to work on those strategies, focusing on access and, of course, looking at other markets with the potential.
So here's what, Marva. Next week we have a date. Next week, Saturday, God willing, because we want you back. And this time we will engage people more. But there are a lot of areas that we have not even covered as yet. So we want to take the opportunity next week. I know the next DJ who is coming on after me, I know he's enjoyed the discussion. One Marva, but we have run out of time, Nigel. So
Okay.
Yes. But next week we will cover all the areas because there's some people who've been asking lots of stuff. Can we move costume ban back to Monday instead of Tuesday? And lots of discussion. So we can look at all of those. So you can get prepared for that for next week. That's one of the questions that came up about 3 times. Moving the costume ban back to Monday instead of Tuesday because people in Juve, they're tired and so on and so on. So we can look at all of those. Hey, Marva, listen, we appreciate the connection. We appreciate you coming to share the story, share the journey. And we look forward to next week again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to continuing.
We apologize for the
conversation.
glitches that we had, but I mean, we are Dominicans, so we are very resilient.
That's okay. That's the imperfection of technology. It happens.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Nigel. We'll do it again next week, God willing. Marva, all the
we'll
best.
connect again next week, my dear.
Next week, Marva, 9 o'clock. So we have our 2 hours back, 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So 9 to 11, we'll have Marva on next week, okay?
Great.
Nigel,
Thank you.
take care.
Take care.
All right, then.
Take care, my dear.
All those who tuned in and all those who sent messages as well. Thank you so much on the tube, on the book as well, on television. We're on Channel 50 Digicel, and of course on radio. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir. That's how we do it, man. Different vibe today. We just doing it, man. Tune after tune, track after track. Let me go. Let me go on the road now.